Let me ask you guys a question. When you guys play a game, do you ever just sit down and think to yourself that this reminds you of another game that you might have played? Because that's how it felt for me. You're playing through the one game and you're having a blast, enjoying the levels, enjoying the gameplay, and while you're playing the game, you just start saying to yourself, this kind of is giving me vibes to this other game that I played. And that's pretty much exactly how I felt while playing Astro Bot. What's going on, everyone? Septic here. And I just wanted to talk more about Astro Bot, guys. Like, I love this game. This game was amazing. This game made so many awards in 2024, and it was all well deserved. I can definitely understand why majority of people pick this game as their game of the year. For those that haven't watched it, I made a top 5 best games of 2024 that I played video, and I will spoil it. Yes, Astro Bot is on it. However, I won't say what number it got. So if you want to take a look at that video, see what I thought of Astro Bot, go right ahead. But Astro Bot's just such a charming and fun game to play through. For me, collectathons like that are mainly a way to detox. For me, they're kind of like my feel-good games. Like, they don't present much of a challenge, so it's just kind of easy to just play through, enjoy your time, have some good vibes. Now, that doesn't mean that Astro Bot doesn't have its challenges. They're there. But for me, these types of games are just meant more for just having a good time, relaxing, not having to stress about many things. You know, sometimes it's nice to play a game that's not challenging and just have a good time. And while doing that and exploring the various different worlds of Astro Bot, I came to the conclusion earlier on that I'm getting heavy Spyro vibes from this. I don't think I've talked about this on my channel, but I know for those that personally know me, they know how much I love the Spyro series, specifically the original trilogy. I grew up playing Spyro 1, 2, and 3 on my PlayStation 1. When you look at the game and compare it to like newer games nowadays, it's definitely not up to par, right? There's definitely way better games nowadays, but Spyro still holds up. There's a certain charm to these games that when playing them, you just can't help but have a smile on your face. And that's pretty much what Spyro is for me. Spyro games, I always just have a huge smile on my face playing through these games. Yes, I know there's definitely better collectathons and more challenging ones that have come out as time went on, but Spyro doesn't even need to be challenging. Yes, you can have challenging aspects of the game. Certain minigames can definitely be a little bit more of a challenge, but it doesn't need to be challenging to be fun. But yes, while playing Astro Bot, I was thinking about my memories of playing through Spyro, and a lot of the similarities kind of clicked in when I was just kind of like running around the worlds. Obviously, that's the main aspect of it, the worlds. Spyro games are known where you have a hub world and then there's portals that lead to different other worlds, and they all have a unique design to them, unique characters of their own, and it brings to life these other worlds and just goes to show like greatly how, you know, the dragon realms and all these other realms pretty much connect to these other different worlds. It's like they're all connected, and that's pretty much what I saw with Astro Bot, where you're going through these different planets and each of the worlds feel unique enough that, you know, they stand up on their own and they all look gorgeous. Like, I think the same thing applies to Spyro games. Like, the levels look amazing. I also do have a soft spot for the PS1 graphics. I always loved the 64-bit consoles just generate these games. Like, I look at Mario 64, obviously Spyro, and they just have this beautiful charm to them. Like, I just love old school graphics. The early 3D era that had no circles, it's beautiful. Like, I love it. I personally love that era, so whenever I play like a PS1 game, I just have a dumb smile on my face. But that doesn't mean that I think the Spyro remake is bad. No, like, I also enjoy the way the remake looks. Seeing like these modern like remakes of what these characters will look like nowadays was amazing. I loved a lot of the dragon designs. A lot of the stages looked gorgeous when they were remade. Like, it felt like a lot of life was put to them to upgrade them to modern standards. So while playing through Astro Bot, I was sitting there and looking at these worlds, and then I thought to myself, imagine if Spyro 4 was a thing. Because that's what it pretty much felt like to me while playing Astro Bot. It felt like I was playing Spyro 4. It definitely sounds weird to think about it, but I feel like there's a lot of potential with a Spyro 4 if they ever were to make one. Obviously, I don't think they will, because I know the Spyro trilogy did not do as much as the Crash trilogy, which makes sense, right? Like, we all know that Crash Bandicoot was way more popular than Spyro, and as we know, the trilogy, I don't even think even released in Japan. I know Spyro was definitely not something that was liked in Japan, but that was also the fault of, like, I guess higher ups, because I remember that the camera system in Spyro 1 in Japan was absolutely atrocious. Then they fixed it for Spyro 2 back to how we have it, but the problem is that it was already too late. The damage had already been done, so Spyro 3 never came out in Japan. So I do know sales definitely hurt the impact of a possible Spyro 4. I remember there were even some leaks saying that there might have been a Spyro 4 in development, but it looks like it's not even going to happen, especially with Microsoft now owning Activision. Like, I don't see any change happening. I do not trust Microsoft with buying companies, man, because majority of the time they're just going to throw some of the other companies down under the drain. They're going to be forced to make other games, and then certain IPs are just gone. I don't think we need to talk about what happened to Rare. Yes, Rare nowadays is doing good with like a game like Sea of Thieves, but the problem is that like a game like Banjo-Kazooie's dead. Conquer, dead. As of right now, Killer Instinct, dead. Like, there's just tons of Rare games that Microsoft acquired when they got Rare, but the thing is they're not utilizing any of those IPs anymore. I do hope and cross my fingers that Activision eventually does greenlight a Spyro 4, but I don't trust them. Like, I really do not like Activision as a company nowadays. I mean, to be fair, I think no one likes Activision as a company even before then. It just sucks that they hold the Crash and Spyro IPs and they're just sitting on them and doing nothing with them anymore. They don't know what to do with them, and it's baffling to me. After making like Crash 4, which is an incredible game, and then you just don't do anything else with it after that, it's just mind-blowing to me. It baffles me. But one of the things I was seeing when I was looking at Astro Bot is all these unique power-ups that Astro would actually use, like the punching gloves and everything. There's that move that you can grab stuff with it. Obviously there's the monkey one where he can use his paws to pretty much bang on the ground. There's the rocket power up and everything. There's so many power ups that Astro can utilize, and I was thinking, to advance it, why not do the different breaths for Spyro? We've seen it in other games that were not Insomniac. And even then, like when Insomniac did Spyro 3, they did have the ice breath for one stage. I bring up the breath system because I played Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Buggy game as it is, it did have a unique look to it that looked charming, but other than that, like besides the performance, all the glitches, the game is just not great. It's not a good Spyro game. It had the makings of being one potentially, but rush development and all that stuff hindered it and everything like that. So unfortunately, it's infamously known as a game with just tons of bugs and super long loading for no reason whatsoever. But that game introduced us the breath system. I remember one of the breath systems you had was the bubble breath, and you were able to use that to capture the dragonflies. And I remember at one point they did have electric breath. I don't remember the exact name, thunder breath, I forgot, but there was an electricity breath. So why not, like Spyro 4, right, utilize something like that where besides Spyro's regular dragon breath, why not like eventually add one where, we get ice, we get electricity, and they're utilized to activate certain portions of stages. So like kind of similar to Spyro 2, where there are certain stages where you can't grab everything unless you come back with a specific power-up. It encourages replayability and allows you to actually utilize these abilities that you might only have used like maybe like for a little bit, but it'll make you want to like use them as time goes on, like when you go back to the stages. There's just so many ideas that you can use for Spyro 4 that I hope that one day it happens, but again, I do not trust Activision, and I personally don't think that we're ever gonna get Spyro 4. But it's kind of crazy to me how like playing through Astro Bot, it just brought back my memories of Spyro. The game was incredible. I don't think I even need to like talk about this game anymore because I've pretty much been highlighting its praises throughout this whole video and everything. But Astro Bot was something special, man. Like, it definitely deserved all those Game of the Years, and I'm glad to see that many people who owned a PS5 were able to get their hands on the game and play it. It's a charming platformer, and I think we need more games like that in our industry. Nintendo continues to dominate with the platformers and all that stuff, like with Super Mario Brothers Wonder that came out in 2023, and then of course Nintendo still has their Kirby series going strong with Kirby in the Forgotten Land, but Nintendo is mainly the one that like dominates in that platformer series. And then when you look at something like the Sonic series is mainly popular here in the US and in Europe. North America and Europe pretty much dominate when it comes to that aspect. Obviously we know in Japan it's not that popular, but it still holds up to this day. Other than that, it's like you don't really see talk about platformers that much. And if you want to like get your platformer fixed, there's a lot of indie games that come out that pretty much just focus on the platforming genre. Like, I remember one of the games that came out that people loved was Celeste. And I remember at one point there was a Hat in Time. But I also want to see more platformers from these bigger companies. We don't need to talk about how Rayman is pretty much dead right now. Like, Ubisoft as a whole is just tanked, and Rayman is never going to come back at this point. I hope he does. I'm still waiting on a brand new Mega Man game. Capcom obviously is killing it with Street Fighter 6. They just released Monster Hunter Wilds as of recording this video. The Resident Evil series is going strong, but like, where is Capcom's platformers, man? Like, I'm still waiting on a brand new Mega Man game, man. Like, Mega Man 11 was great, but I'm like, I'm ready for the next thing, and so far I only got collections, and I think it's great that these collections are here for newer fans to play it, or maybe those older fans that just want to play them again. They have a modern way to play it. This is great, but I also want a new game, guys. Like, Capcom, please. This pretty much went from a video of me just talking about Astro Bot reminding me of PlayStation 4 to ending on I need these companies to make more platformers. It's definitely not a genre I cover a lot on this channel, but I do love platformers. Platformers do make me happy, and I hope that one day we do get more platformers and revivals from other bigger companies. But let's go back to the topic at hand. Yes, I do want a new Spyro game, and Astro Bot just brought back those memories of me sitting down as a kid and playing through Spyro. The vibes were similar, just the world aspect of traversing through different unique worlds and everything, it just brought me back to the Spyro days. But you can use this as an example for like any of the other games. Like for example, I think Mario 64 also works really well in this case, because you know, you're in Peach's Castle, that's the hub world you're in, and then through Peach's Castle, you know, you just jump through the paintings and you're in a different area, like Bob-omb Battlefield. So you can use that for Mario 64 as well. But the thing is that, you know, I didn't grow up with that game, so obviously it doesn't hold the same appeal to me as something like the Spyro trilogy. I am just gonna end it off like this. Astro Bot just makes me happy. Like, it makes me happy just playing it. It's charming, it's cute, and I want more of these games. I know the indie devs are pretty much gonna kill it again with all these platforms that'll eventually come out by them. But for the bigger companies, Capcom with Mega Man, Ubisoft with Rayman, Microsoft with Banjo-Kazooie, and of course Activision with Crash and Spyro, you don't need these incredibly like expensive games to make something charming. Nintendo's pretty much been doing that. Like they've been pretty much making these games with like a lesser budget than majority of like what these AAA companies do, and they're just reaping the benefits without like wasting a lot of money. Just know how to manage your money and just make these fun experiences that have a great art style and great gameplay. But of course, to tie it up to this whole video as a whole, hopefully we end up getting Spyro 4 one day. And once again, thank you Astro Bot for being such a phenomenal game. Thank you to the developers, Team Asobi, for just absolutely killing it. I hope this game winning a ton of awards opened up the eyes to a lot of developers that we want more platformers. We want more games like Astro Bot, and we want them to succeed and everything. We want to like play these games. Like, there is a demand for platformers as a whole. So here's crossing my fingers for a much better future. I don't have high hopes for a lot of these, but only time will tell, guys. But anyways, I've gone off long enough. I just kind of wanted to ramble. I wanted to ramble about Astro Bot and just share Spyro memories. An excuse to just do that, right? But anyways, guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you all for watching. If you're new to the channel, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 400 subs, and if you guys support me, I would really appreciate it. And for those that are already subscribed, I want to thank you all for the support. Just go ahead and hit that like on this video if you enjoyed what you heard. I really do suck with outros, but anyways, guys, once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you have yourselves a fantastic day, and take care, everyone.